Hello, everybody. It is Catherine here from Continue the Magic, and this is your news update for the week of August 10th. So with D23 happening this coming weekend, starting on the 14th, I figured this week, let's get into all of the rumors and predictions around what we're going to be seeing at the D23 experience this year. So let's get started. Make sure that you like, subscribe, and hit that notification button. Really helps me out at the channel and to make sure that you never miss a video. So let's start with the film and entertainment side of things. So on the movie side, we have a couple ones that we know are coming. So there's Frozen 3, so we're expecting to get some additional concept art around that one. For Gato from Pixar, hopefully an initial teaser trailer might be shown here. And then long term, we have Incredibles 3 that's going to be coming out, and hopefully some ideas on the strategy and what's coming in the long-term planning for the Disney and Pixar movie franchises. Moving over to Marvel, coming up for late 2026 is Vision Quest. I'm really excited for this one. I loved the WandaVision series, so I'm hoping we get some kind of similar feel to Vision Quest. So that's coming out in the not too distant future, so we're hoping for a full trailer for that one as well. And a little bit of a spoiler warning here, because I am going to tie into what we saw in the latest Spider-Man movie, but I'm hoping for more information around Doomsday. If you've seen Spider-Man 3 already, you know that Jean Grey is a character here. So I'm assuming in the initial trailers, they obviously left her out purposefully. They never wanted us to know in advance that that character was going to be coming into the Spider-Man series. But with that now kind of out in the world, I'm wondering if they're going to show her as part of the Doomsday cast going forward with some maybe additional teaser clips. Moving over to Star Wars and Lucasfilm, we do have Ahsoka Season 2 coming out, so I know people are really excited about that one. Hopefully we'll get a teaser for that. There's also the Star Wars 50th anniversary that's coming up, so I'm assuming that the company is going to celebrate that in some way, and we might get some ideas of what that's going to look like at D23. And of course, the next big Star Wars film, which is Star Wars Starfighter, we should hopefully get a teaser for that as well. This one's a really fun one. I love that Oswald is back in the Disney family and that it's getting some love. So there is going to be a Jon Favreau produced Oswald the Lucky Rabbit TV series. So this is going to be a hybrid mix of animation and live action. I'm really excited to see what they do with this and see how Oswald is coming back into that Disney fold. So on the gaming side of things, we're hoping to hear what's coming up next for Kingdom Hearts. It's been a while since we've seen a new game here, so hopefully there's some news on where that might be going. And then the other one is this partnership with Metaverse. So what that means for Disney gaming going forward, what it means for Disney and social media going forward, and even how that partnership might integrate into the parks. So there's a lot of things that they can potentially do with this partnership, and hopefully we'll get an idea of what they're thinking and how they're going to start rolling that out at the event. Okay, now it's time to dig into my favorite part, which is the Disney Parks panel. So what we're hoping to see here is obviously some new concept art and models for what's coming out in the not too distant future. So let's start over at the Magic Kingdom. So an interesting rumor here is that there's rumors that there's going to be a large Space Mountain overhaul. So this would be similar to what they recently did with Big Thunder Mountain, now that that's back up and running. So we're talking a track replacement, an upgrade to the ride vehicles, and potentially a new kind of projection and interactive experience there. So I love Space Mountain. It's needed probably some love for a while, so it'd be really cool to see that this is going to get that investment. Now, this would probably be a multi-year downtime similar to Big Thunder Mountain. This is a big project, so it's always hard to see a classic attraction like that go down for an extended period of time, but I think we've seen with Thunder Mountain that that is worth the wait, and hopefully it will be for Space Mountain as well. Moving over to the new lands, looking at Piston Peaks. So we've already heard a lot of information about the rally racers. Hopefully we'll get some more information about that and potentially a model there that we can see a little bit more details on this land. But really what I want to see here is details around that secondary family-friendly attraction. They've said that there's going to be a second attraction in this land, but they haven't really given details. So hopefully they were finally going to announce what that second attraction is going to be. Moving over to Villains Land, hopefully we're going to get an official name for this new land. We've been calling it Villains Land. I'm sure that is not the extent of the actual naming convention for this, so hopefully we'll get that announced, and then confirmation on what the rides are going to be. So there's been a lot of rumors around this. So there's been rumors of a Maleficent coaster. There's been rumors of a Maleficent boat ride that uses the Shanghai Pirates kind of ride mechanic. There's been rumors of an Emperor's New Groove coaster with Yzma and Kronk. This is one I would really love to see. I think the theming of this could be perfect, so it's probably my favorite rumor. And then the other one is potentially a trackless dark ride that will bring all of the villains together. So similar to how they do that in the Villains Unhappily Ever After, where they just kind of bring them all into the same space, they might use that same kind of storytelling and dark magic to bring all the villains together into one attraction so that everybody can kind of get their moment. So a lot of options here. Hopefully they finally tell us what these big attractions are actually going to be and what we're going to see in the land, and ideally a model for that as well. The other interesting one is there have been some permit filings around the Haunted Mansion area. So we don't know quite yet what that means, whether that could be something to extend the queue, the interactive queue, some more guest experiences. So hopefully they give us some clarity on what might be happening around that area as well. Heading over to Hollywood Studios, obviously the big one here is Monstropolis. So we've recently got some additional concept art and a little bit more information around the story behind the land. But again, here we want to see more details around those attractions and hopefully some specifics around what is coming to the Globe Theater. So the idea here is that it's probably not going to just be a port of the Monsters, Inc. laugh floor, and that it might be a new show. So I would love to have them announce what they're going to be building in that theater, since the theater is already standing and that can potentially be an early opening before the coaster is actually ready. The other rumor here is that they might actually open this up in stages. So open up kind of the interactive area, open up the restaurants first, and then potentially the Globe Theater, and then following with the coaster once that is ready, so they can start building out that capacity in that park as soon as possible. All right, now it's time to hop over to Epcot. So let's start over in World Showcase. So there is a rumor that a new pavilion will come to Epcot. Now, there's been rumors of new pavilions for a while. Spain was a big one for a while. They were going to be doing an animated movie called Gigantic that was going to be set in Spain. So the idea here was that they would build this land tied into the movie, and you'd be able to have potentially an interactive meet and greet as well as potentially an attraction here. Now, Gigantic did get canceled, and so those rumors kind of went away, but obviously Spain is still kind of in the play for a new pavilion at Epcot. The other rumor is that potentially Brazil could be coming. So there's a few different options here, but potentially we might get to hear that a new pavilion is coming to Epcot. Now, the one I'm really excited about, the rumor that they're going to be redoing Journey into Your Imagination with Figment. So as someone who got to experience the original Figment attraction with the Dream Finder and all of those sequences, like I remember how magical that whole thing was. Great storytelling, great kind of characters that really brought some heart to that attraction. And it was really sad to see that go when they did that initial redo and they removed Figment completely. Obviously, they brought him back in the way that they could, cheaply and quickly, but that has never really given Figment the love that he deserves. And honestly, I miss the Dreamfinder and I want to see him back. So if they were to announce a full redo of this attraction, bringing back Figment and the Dreamfinder and giving them the love that they need, obviously Figment is a huge deal for Disney. He is sells tons of merch. He represents some of their festivals. Like, he's a big deal and he deserves a really great attraction. So hopefully we'll see that announced. So the other potential one here is rumors around an Epcot hotel. So Walt Disney World has never done this before. We've never had a resort that was tied into one of the theme parks. And you see that most famously, you see it over in Tokyo Disney Sea, where it's kind of straddling the entrance, or in Paris, where you actually have a hotel, like obviously a huge premium of a hotel that is physically attached to one of the parks, where you can potentially see the nighttime fireworks directly from your room. So this is a great earner for Disney if they can get this up and running, because obviously you think of the premium pricing for the hotels around the Magic Kingdom. Like, imagine if they were directly attached to that park, how much extra you could charge for that. So they may potentially do this with Epcot. They do have the space where they can make it work. So maybe this would be announced, and obviously I would almost assume, kind of how they have two tiers of the value, that this would be a new tier of a premium resort. So I left Animal Kingdom for last year, even though it's going to be the first to open, and this is obviously Tropical Americas. So we already know most of the details around the rides for this one. We've already seen the model. We are looking at having this open in 2027. So this is coming up quickly, and obviously we've been doing the construction updates, and a lot is happening here. So we already know that we're getting our Encanto ride as our big one, and obviously Indiana Jones. So what we're hoping to get at D23 is official opening dates, so that you can start planning out your 2027 vacations around when you want to see the opening of this new area of Animal Kingdom. And last but obviously not least, we're going to hop over to our original park, to Disneyland over in Anaheim. We did a video a couple weeks ago about the new things that are coming over there because of Disneyland Forward, but obviously we're getting the expansion of the Avengers Campus. So we have our Infinity Defense, we have the Star Labs. So hopefully we'll get a little more detail on what those attractions are going to look like, although we've seen quite a bit here already. Hopefully we'll get more details specifically around Coco. So we do have that boat ride coming, and they have mentioned that there's going to be some of those kind of premium audio animatronics on this one. So what I'd love to see here is a demo or an example of the audio animatronics that we can expect to see in that attraction. I think that will build up a lot of hype and love for how that Coco is going to come to life. And the final one here is Autopia moving from gas-powered to electric vehicles. So this one is a long time coming. I feel like we've been talking about it for nearly a decade, but we're going to be getting rid of those gas-powered vehicles. And this is great for a number of reasons. One is just the pollution and the smell that comes out of those gas-powered vehicles. Also, the noise from them, obviously an electric vehicle is going to be much quieter. You're not going to get that pollution. You're not going to get that smell. So this is a great upgrade for Autopia, and hopefully we see that come over to Walt Disney World as well, because that could use the upgrade too. So a lot of exciting things potentially coming out at D23. Obviously, next week we're going to be covering everything that came out during the event and giving you all of those updates. So thank you so much for joining again. Make sure